In this session, we are going to create tables in Datasphere and upload the data. Before we are going to create the table, let's look at the business scenario. Our business scenario is we have sample data set for retail transactions from number of outlet stores located in the United States. These transaction details include, stores, sold products, sales manager, along with, some of the key figures like cost, discount, profit, revenue, etc. At the end of the day, the sales department is looking for some reports where they want to analyze top 10 revenue generating products and also sales per region, which regions are doing good, which regions need some attention. And also they want to provide some incentives to the sales representatives who did well by creating, best sales representative who created more revenue. So for this scenario, what we are going to do is we're going to create 4 tables, and I'll show you these 4 tables. Like for example, this is one of the table, sales transactions, which contains all the transaction details. And I want to create one more with store details and another with product and also sales manager. These are the columns for these stores. And if you see at the data which contained in this transaction table is this one. Transaction ID, store ID, product. This is some sample set of data. And also you can see the store data and also the product data and sales manager. So these are the 4 tables and the sample data which we are going to create and upload in Datasphere. So now let's jump into Datasphere. Okay, this is the Datasphere screen. On the left side, you can go to Data Builder. Here you can see different objects which we can create in Datasphere: table, graphical view, SQL view, entity relation, etc. So for our business scenario, I created one folder, Datasphere. Let's go inside that. Inside this folder, again, I have created one more table. Here we are going to create our tables. So now I want to create a table. You can directly click here and create, or you have also option here to create a table. Let's click on the table. It's going to ask you for some business name, technical name. So let's go back to our tables. I'm going to give name as sales transaction. And semantic key says, you can see there are different types: fact, dimension, text, hierarchy, like what kind of data set your table contains. For our example, we can also give fact because it is a transaction data. Now let's keep it as relational data set. When you keep as relational data set, you can see columns. Let's just go to columns. Here I can create columns for this table by clicking on this add column. Now let's see, we have around 9 columns. So let's create columns. You have to give business name for the column, technical name, and data type. So I'm gonna give one by one. Technical name will come automatically. If you want to change, you can change. But I want to keep it as it is for our. Now, after giving business name and technical name, I want to select the data type. This is a transaction ID. If you want to change the data type, by default it is string of 100 characters. I want to change this. Just click on this one, and under the data type, you can see there are many different data types. So for transaction ID, I want to select it as integer 64. Okay. And transaction date, it is a date, so I will select this as a date. And store ID, I want to keep it as string, but I want only 6-character length. And product also same, I want 4 characters. Sales manager also, I want to keep it as 4. For this, you have to look into your sample data. Based on that, you can deploy. Now I have a profit, which is type decimal. I want to keep it as 15 precision scalable. Same for the discount. Cost. I think we are missing one more column. Let's go back. Profit, discount, cost, revenue. Let me add one more column. I want to keep this as again decimal of 15 precision and scale 2. If you want to define any default value for any of the column, you can do that here. And if you want to select not null, you can do. And I want to, define a key field for this table. This transaction ID I will define as a key field. Okay, this text association is nothing but suppose for store ID, if you have some other column with the store name, then you can, select the store name as text here and then associate that to store ID. In this say transaction data, I don't have anything. So we will see what is text association in the next table creation, because store, I'm going to create it as a dimension, so we can associate the text for store ID. We'll see that in the next session. But for now, I'm okay with my columns. Let's go into association. If you want to associate this table to some other table, then you can do that here. But right now we don't have any other tables. So let's leave this one. Business purpose. If you want to define some business purpose for this table, like you can define like what is this table contain and what is the purpose of that, and who is the contact person for this table if you have any business contact, and our team is consulting. You can do that here. You can also add some tags here. If you want, you can define, but for our purpose, no need. Next, go to table services. Store table data in memory. If you want to store this table data in memory, so you can switch this toggle so that your table data will be stored in memory. If you don't want, just turn it off. Next, partition. If you want to define some partition on this for this table, you can define those partitions here. If you go here, you can select the column on which you want to do partition. You can add multiple partitions. Like suppose if I select transaction ID from this number to this transaction ID, this will be in partition 1. You can add like that. Undependent objects at the end, which indicates if this table is used in anywhere, it will show it. But right now it's a new table, nothing is there. So these are the different options which are available here. After creating the table, save the table. It is going to ask for the business name and technical details. We already gave here. I'm okay with that. Let's save this one. Now the table is saved. You see, you don't have any option to upload the data here. My table is created and I saved it, but I don't have any options here to upload the data. That is because once you create a table and save it, you have to deploy it. So you can see this symbol, click on deploy. Once your deployment is completed, then only you will be able to upload the data. So once the deployment is completed, it will show you this message. Let's wait. The pop-up will come. You see deployed sales transaction in DS demo space. Now you see I am getting an option to upload the data. So let's upload the data. I have saved the file in my local desktop. I am going to choose that You see, sales transaction. I'm going to upload file, delete existing data before upload. Anyway, we don't have any data now, but let's check this box. Use first row as a column header. I want to indicate, okay, first row is a column. And now insert missing string value as null. If anything is missing, then it will be created as null. CSV delimiter is what? And check the column details, transaction ID, transaction ID, store, product, management, profit, discount, revenue, cost, transaction. So all are fine and the data also looks good. Let's import this. When you click on import, your data will be imported and you don't need to save electricity again. So I have 108,000 records. Now data is uploaded. If I want to see the data, you can click on data viewer. Below you can see the data. And if you want to maximize this, you can maximize, then you can see. And here, if you want to see only few columns, you can select them. And also if you want to sort the data based on any particular column, you can do that. And if you want to see any particular column with the selections, you can give those. And these are the different options in view settings. Okay, now close this. And there are some other options I want to show you. In the data editor, right side, if you click that, it will go into data editor. This is the data which we loaded. If you want to change something, I can change it here. Okay, this is one option. Now, you can also add the rows, edit the rows. You can copy or restore the data. These are the different options available here. Again, this is view settings where you can, if you want to see only few columns, sort it based on any column or filter based on any column. Now let's go back to table editor again. And there is one more option called local table monitor. If I go inside this one, there are different options available here. But data deletion, okay, and above part you can see how much disk space is used, how much in memory is used, because we did not store this table in memory, it's 0. Number of records contained in this table, delta capture, is it on or off, in memory storage, it's already on. So for deletion, you have different options. You can delete all the records, or you can filter based on some column and you can delete them. For example, let's take transaction ID and let's say I'll take transaction this one and I want to show preview before deletion. Okay, with this transaction I have one record. You can see here sale transaction 1 out of 108,000. So with this selections I have one record. After that, if I'm okay, you have one more option, preview. If you come here and refresh, it will show you, okay, number of deletable records for this above selection is 1. Size of deletable records, here it is only one record, that's why. If you are okay, you can click on delete the records. But let's not do that. For now, leave it. And suppose if I want to schedule the deletions for later, you have option called data deletion schedules. If you want to create data deletion schedule, you can create. You can give some business name, technical name for this schedule. Again, same options. If you want to delete all the records or filter based on some, again, you'll get the same preview details here. If you want, you can create a schedule. Suppose if you have scheduled or deleted any records, if you want to see the logs, you have another option, data deletion logs. You get all the data deletion logs here. So these are the different options available under this option. Let's go back to data editor. So that's what about the table creation and how to upload the data and different options available uh, in the table creation screen. Now let's go back and create second table. I'm going into my folder Datasphere and tables. Now I'm going to create another table, which is store. I'm going to name it as store. This time I'm going to take the semantic usage as dimension instead of relational dataset. Let's observe this change. For relational dataset, we have columns. Suppose if I select the dimension and also just observe this area, we have data type, text association, default value null. When I click on dimension, two changes. One is instead of columns, we have attributes, and this attribute area we have semantic type. Initially, it was not there when we selected relational dataset. So I'm okay with business name, technical name, semantic type. This is delta capture. If you want to capture the delta in this table, you can toggle this. Now I will jump back to my Excel and see what are the columns I want to create for store. So I have 8 columns. Let's create one by one. Okay. Latitude, longitude. I want to change the data types. You can see all of them are string and decimal. I want to select decimal for longitude and latitude. 10 and 2. Okay. And the semantic types. If you just expand this column, you can see store ID and store name. So store name contains the text. So I can select this as text. The store name is just a text for the store ID. And also I have something called state ID or state name. State name I'll select as again text. So once you select these semantic types, for store ID, you can associate the text. You see, store name, I want to associate as a text. And also similarly for state ID, I want to associate state name as text. Rest of the things are similar, like if you want to define a default value service, you can do that. And also I want to define a key column for this table. I'll select store ID as a key column. After that, again association. If you want to associate this table with any other, you can do that here. Business purpose, same. Table services. You want to store this table data in memory or not. And partition again. If you want to partition the table. Dependent objects. If it is used in any of the table other objects, it will show you what are the objects. So I'm okay with my table and the attributes. Let's save it. I want to save it in the same folder. I'm okay with the business name and technical name. Then click on deploy. After deployment is completed, you will get an option to upload the data here. So let's upload the data here. Use the file, dimension stores, delete existing data before upload, check the columns, everything looks fine. Let's import the data. File has been uploaded. Let's look at the data. Can enter full screen. You see the data is uploaded. The rest of the options are similar, uh, like we have seen while creating the sales transaction table. So similarly, we have to create two more tables for product and sales manager. For product, product name, product ID, category name. Here also you see product name is text, product category name is also text. So you can associate those two for the product ID and product category ID. And similarly, sales manager ID, name is a text. You can associate that to sales manager ID. So these two table creations are also similar. So that's how you create table in Datasphere for the data, and also we have seen multiple other options. And you have further like some other options. You can create hierarchy here. We'll see that in the next sessions. And also delete the data from table. If you want to delete this data from this table, you can click this and delete. Okay, that's all for now in this session. We'll see you in the next session. Thank you.